Start your weekend with a blast from the past. On Friday, head to Toad's Place for It's a 2000's Party. Embrace or revisit Y2K fashion and culture while enjoying the sounds of Britney Spears, Eminem, rock, and hip-hop. Also this weekend, a heartwarming production filled with funny one-liners. SHUCKED, the Tony Award-winning musical, is at the Bushnell. An unlikely hero and a con artist battle for the heart of a small town. It's a boot-scooting good time for the whole family. On Friday, learn about the plight of bees in Connecticut at the Kellogg Environmental Center. Experts share the best way to make your yard bee-friendly and demonstrate how to construct a bee home just in time for spring. It's time to unleash the beast. Professional bull riders are heading back to Bridgeport's Total Mortgage Arena on Friday and Saturday. Don't miss this intense event that promises to offer a wild ride. Also this weekend, stop by the Ridgefield Theatre barn where puppets come to life, telling the story of two 16-year-old girls. A modern-day history project by Hope Harris sets the record straight about Sybil's ride during the Battle of Ridgefield in 1777. Then head to downtown Mystic for Feastin' for a Reason. Participating restaurants are offering specials to customers where a portion of the proceeds benefit the Mystic Aquarium's Animal Rescue Program. It's happening now through March 28th. Also on Saturday, enjoy a Lunar New Year celebration in Manchester. A salute to Connecticut's vibrant Asian American Pacific Islander community. Enjoy food, crafts, and live performances. And mark your calendar for the Ramadan Night Market in Bridgeport now through Sunday. Experience amazing food from a variety of vendors and the beauty of Ramadan nights. Hello and welcome to another edition of 8 Things to Do. I'm your host, Ken Houston, and we're talking about a pretty interesting show that's going to be taking place this weekend. It's called Sybil's Ride at the Ridgefield Theatre barn in Ridgefield, of course. And joining us to talk about that are some of the three of the people who are responsible for pulling this all together. Let's put them on screen so you can see them. We have Annie Evans, Martin Robinson, and Pam Jones. She's going to pop up here in just a few moments. Tell us exactly what is Sybil's Ride.
It's a family theater piece with puppets that runs 55 minutes, and it's about Sybil Luddington, who did a ride much like Paul Revere, but longer and in the rain, to warn and help her father gather the troops from when the troops landed at Campo Beach 249 years ago and came up to burn Danbury and then went to the Battle of Ridgefield. And it's her story combined with a present-day story of a girl who's studying her, so that we get sort of a women's empowerment message within it, as well as sort of some history that a lot of people are excited to learn about because it deals with our community.
And Annie is the playwright?
I'm the playwright and producer.
You're the playwright and producer. Okay, Martin, tell us what part you play in all this.
I play the part of Annie's husband, and Annie writes plays very often that involve some kind of puppetry element. I'm a puppet performer and designer. I work on Sesame Street. But I love designing and building my own characters. So I have built a number of puppets and animated props for this production.
So how do you bring this particular production to life? Considering the fact that we're talking about puppets, we're talking about a young lady that's 16-year-old in the present time, the 16-year-old in historic times. How do you bring that all together? How many characters are we looking at on stage?
Tons. But there's 6 actors. 3 of them are puppeteer performers. And then there's the cast is Sybil, a woman named Hope Harris, who is in the present tense, and the father, who plays both Colonel Luddington in the past and her father in the present. But it's done in a kind of way that, all the puppeteers, there's nobody masked or anything. We see them all, and they come in and play small parts. They literally play talking portraits. They bring on timelines. And then they operate. There's a full frontal horse that is operated and does the ride. So you see actually the horse being ridden by Sybil as they go through the community and go up through. As she rode from Ludingtonville now down through Carmel, Mahopac, up all the way to Stormville and down to Pecksville. So it was a whole 40-mile ride that she did kind of in that part of New York. But from Danbury, people came to tell them to muster their militia, and then they met in Ridgefield.
All right.
A lot of the characters are puppets as well.
Many puppets, all kinds, small shadow puppets to, a horse that's half of the horse, and then you have a full horse that she rides. What other puppets we've got? Just tons.
All right, we're going to bring in Pam right now to kind of talk about this as well. This is going to be at the Ridgefield Theatre Barn. Pam, what do you think about this being at your place?
Well, this is actually our second collaboration with Annie Marty and Pam Arciero with the Feisty Elephant Production Company. And this kind of came together in the most magical way that good theater tends to do. Annie had an idea for something, wanted to know if we were available, if they could come in and do that. And I happened to be the co-chair of the America 250 committee here in Ridgefield. And when she told me what this play was about, I said, oh, we've got to do it. It's got to come in. So we hammered out all of the details, and they came in just about a month ago now to start workshopping and their residency at the theater. And we opened last weekend, and it's just truly magical. It's hyper local. It's totally germane to the celebration that's happening in the country for the 250th. So it hits all the right notes. It's completely charming and beautiful, and takes everybody's breath away when the horse starts to be ridden across our stage.
I was going to say, what is the public response, the audience response to the production so far?
Standing ovation, first night.
Standing ovations, audible gasps, clapping, spontaneous cheering. It's quite spectacular. And that's the adults. That doesn't even count how the children are reacting to this beautiful play. And what Annie has done so beautifully as a playwright is grounded this in enough reality and enough modernity, I guess is the word, that it keeps the children completely engaged, and everyone who sees what happens on the stage totally gives in to the magic and the suggestion that the actors and the puppets put up there. It's quite something.
I'm sure it is. Annie, what does this say about girl empowerment? What do you think the lessons will be learned, and the takeaways from this play will be?
Well, hopefully, would be to, when a woman does a ride, don't say that she didn't do it because she's a girl, which is a lot of historians say that wasn't how women did things back then, so they just assumed that it's not a true, historical fact, because there's no real written proof that she did it. It just was her great nephew wrote a book and included it in there. And that's the only really first time that people heard about it for about 100 years. But then also that, a girl in this, now day and age can learn something from the past and get courage from how another woman did something.
All right. Give us the dates, the times, location, and your website for people who are interested in coming to see this.
Absolutely. So Sybil's Ride runs Friday through Sunday at the Ridgefield Theatre Barn, which is located at 37 Halpin Lane in Ridgefield, which is the home to the first cultural district in the state of Connecticut. So there's lots of reasons to come down to Ridgefield. We have a show Friday night, 2 shows Saturday, and 2 shows on Sunday. And I think there are some tickets left, but I haven't checked yet today. So if you're interested, you should head to our website really quickly.
All right. Annie, Martin, and Pam, thank you very much for joining us today, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
So for those who haven't heard of SHUCKED, first tell us the storyline. What is it all about?
Well, SHUCKED is a brand new original musical. It's a very rare thing to get to tour because it's not based on a book or a catalog of songs. So it's a very fun show. It's a comedy. It has incredible country music, but it's about a young girl who leaves her hometown when her corn dies in order to save her town. And she brings back hopefully a lovable con man in myself who comes back with not so good intentions. But it's a story about community and finding ways to get over the things that divide us. And it's really kind of a nostalgic, funny night of great music and great comedy.
And we understand that this somewhat has a Connecticut connection. Can you tell us more about that?
It does. I was lucky enough to be part of the development of this show back in like COVID days in 2021. We all locked ourselves in the Eugene O'Neill Center just down the road for a month, and we had so much fun just like in this barn. And in a lot of ways, you'll see that barn on stage. It kind of became our set. But we had such a great time at the Eugene O'Neill, and that's really where this whole production started before we went to Broadway. So it's a big homecoming for us as well.
Very exciting, and exciting for us to have you here. Let's talk more about that, because you were an original cast member of Shucked on Broadway. So what is it like for you to be returning to the role of Gordy on tour now?
Well, you know, in a lot of ways, like the Broadway production was so fun. We got so many, like, such a great reception. I think we got 9 Tony nominations. We had such a great time in New York. But in a lot of ways, touring Shucked has been even more fun. You know, so many different parts of this country have such a connection to kind of small hometown values. And getting to take this story across America has been almost kind of the highlight of my 4 years now with the show. But for me, it was the first time I ever got to, like, you know, create something from scratch. And so that's been really a special, special experience for me.
Yeah, quite an accomplishment. So congratulations to you. We just saw some video there. So it seems as though audiences have fun as well. They really love the humor and the heart of Shucked. But you personally, what do you enjoy most about playing Gordy?
Well, Gordy's a fun character. It's always fun to play the bad guy. I know that the bad guys get bad raps, but it's really fun to be the catalyst of the story in a lot of ways. But really, you know, it's a story about coming together and getting over the things that divide us. And nothing does that better than music and laughter. And I think that the thing that I feel so excited about every night, you know, we do this show over and over and over again. Sometimes you get burnt out, but it's amazing because this show is different. People haven't seen it. They don't know what it is. They're like, what is a corn musical? I'm going to go see a corn musical. But really, it's just such an incredible thing to laugh with 2,000 other people. And what an accomplishment of these writers to find jokes that we can all laugh at together. And that's, you know, it's just through laughter and through this incredible music by Shane and Brandy, who are 2 incredible Nashville Grammy-winning songwriters. You kind of, it sneaks up on you. And by the end of the show, you're like, am I really going to tear up at this corn musical? So the best part we hear at the end of the night is like, I really needed that. And I had no idea what I was in for.
Oh, that's great. And we don't obviously want to give too much away. We want people to join you again, February 24th through the 1st at the Bushnell. But can you tell us, you know, your favorite scene or maybe a favorite song that always gets the biggest audience reaction?
Well, Alex Newell, who won a Tony for playing part of Lulu, that Alex isn't with us on tour, but Alex's song, it's an incredible number. It's called Independently Owned. That's always a really fun number. The boys have a really great kind of like, they're gearing up to Go Get Me in Act 2. It's a really fun dance number. That's really fun. But really, it's just these like very, very kind of elaborate comedic bits that I love so much, especially in Act 2. It's just like to being able to roll laughs with an audience. It almost feels like we're all doing it together. And every night is different because people laugh at different things in different parts of the country. So that's really the joy as a performer, is getting to kind of have that play with the audience and all laugh together.
Absolutely. And Quinn, we have to ask you before we wrap up here, you know, it takes a lot. It is a grind to make it in the world of musical theater. You have had quite the career. I understand you also did over 3,000 performances as a part of the cast of Jersey Boys, which, by the way, is one of my favorites. How was that for you?
Well, I mean, it's such an incredibly lucky thing to make it in this business. I was lucky enough to book Jersey Boys. I was Bob Gaudio from age 22 to almost 30.
Wow.
And so it was this incredible world that I got to be invited into. It's some of the best music you'll ever hear in your life. And it's also such an incredibly touching story. But I met my wife on Jersey Boys. We have 2 kids now. Like, so much of my life has been given to me by Jersey Boys. So, you know, it'll always be kind of like a fundamental pillar of my life.
I love that. Quinn Vanentorp, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure when we have such a star like you coming back to Connecticut.
Thank you so much for having me, and see you soon.
See you soon.